At Chucky's house, Chaz is working on the foundation for his driveway when he hears the telephone ring. After he accidentally hits his thumb trying to pound in a wooden stake, he answers the phone. Charlotte is on the other end. She tells Chaz that she, Drew, and Angelica will be going out of town for the weekend and need him to look after Fluffy, Angelica's pet cat, until they get back. Chaz tries to tell Charlotte that he can't look after Fluffy since he's allergic to cats. But Charlotte interrupts him, telling him that Stu and Dee Dee can't look after Fluffy because she and Spike don't get along. Betty and Howard are not cat people, leaving him the only option left. Chaz again tries to tell Charlotte that he's allergic to cats, but Charlotte interrupts him again, telling him she knew he wouldn't mind and she'll be at his house shortly to drop Fluffy off. Chaz also tries to tell Charlotte that he's resurfacing his driveway, but she hangs up before he can finish. Charlotte, Drew, and Angelica arrive at Chucky's house, and as Angelica passes by Chaz with Fluffy in her arms, Fluffy sets off Chaz's allergies, causing him to sneeze. Chaz tries to tell Charlotte that he doesn't know anything about taking care of a cat, but wheezes uncomfortably and sneezes. Charlotte tells him that cats don't require much care. All they need is to be fed and left alone. In Chucky's bedroom, Angelica unpacks her bag and tells Chucky to brush Fluffy at least a zillion times a day, to pet her for 2 whole hours, and tell her how beautiful she is. She then hands him a mouse squeak toy. Chucky asks Angelica what it's for, and she tells him that if Fluffy gets bored, he has to carry it around in his mouth, and Fluffy thinks it's funny. Angelica then says goodbye to Fluffy and tells Chucky that she knows he's going to take extra special good care of her, and adds, "Right," in a rather threatening manner. Chucky nervously tells her he will, and Angelica leaves Fluffy with Chucky. Chucky promises Angelica he'll do everything she told him and be the best babysitter ever. Chucky nervously tries to pet Fluffy, who runs away, causing Chucky to fall over and drop everything Angelica left him in his arms. Later that day, Chaz tells Chucky that he'll be outside if he needs him and tries to be nice to Fluffy. As Chaz leaves, Fluffy sets off his allergies and causes him to sneeze again. Chucky then tells Fluffy that Angelica told him that he has to pet her for 2 whole hours. Chucky tries to do so, but pets Fluffy too hard and causes her to run away. Chucky, realizing that the short time he pets her wasn't 2 hours, looks for Fluffy. Back in Chucky's bedroom, Chucky finds Fluffy hiding under his bed. Chucky tells the cat that he's been looking for her and that she can come out now. Fluffy growls angrily at him, and Chucky decides to crawl under the bed. He then tells Fluffy that Angelica told him to tell her that she's the prettiest, most beautifulest cat he's ever seen. As Chucky tries to compliment Fluffy, she crawls away when Chucky gets tangled in the cobwebs under his bed. Chucky realizes his job babysitting Fluffy isn't going as well as he hoped. Later that day, Stu arrives at Tommy. Stu asks Chaz if today's the day he's getting his driveway resurfaced. Chaz assures Stu, but he's very nervous about this do-it-yourself job. Stu assures Chaz it will be easy, and after he drops Tommy off inside, he'll be happy to help him. Inside Chucky's house, Tommy, Chucky, and Fluffy are in the playpen. Chucky tells Tommy about how Angelica asked him to babysit Fluffy for her. Tommy's impressed, but Chucky worries that he might mess up. Tommy assures Chucky that he'll be a great babysitter and he'll be right here to help him as he knows a lot about aminals. Chucky asks him if that's true, and Tommy tells Chucky he's been taking care of Spike his whole life. Chucky reminds Tommy that Spike is a dog and Fluffy's a cat, but Tommy asks Chucky how different dogs and cats could be. After they get out of the playpen, Tommy tosses Fluffy's toy mouse and tells Fluffy to fetch it. Chucky also encourages Fluffy to fetch a toy mouse, but she growls angrily at him. Chucky decides to show Fluffy how to fetch by acting like a dog and bringing her toy mouse in his mouth. Tommy tosses the toy mouse again, and Chucky continues acting like a dog by fetching it. This goes on and on until Chucky eventually gets tired. Fluffy's also tired and yawns. Chucky is quick to catch on and tells Tommy that they should probably do something else. Chucky decides to give Fluffy a bath and holds a bucket of soapy water and a ball as Tommy brings Fluffy. Fluffy growls angrily and then jumps off of Tommy's arms. She bounces off Chucky's head, knocking him down and splashing the soapy water all over him. A little later, Fluffy is standing by the front door and meowing. Chucky asks Tommy what Fluffy's trying to tell them, and Tommy tells Chucky, when Spike does that, it means he wants to go for a walk. He asks Chucky where Fluffy's leash is, and Chucky tells Tommy that Angelica didn't give him one, then has an idea on what they could use as a leash. He comes back with a box of dental floss. Tommy asks Chuckie what the floss is for as Chuckie unwinds it. Chuckie explains that Chaz uses it to tie his teeth together so they won't fall out. Tommy tells Chuckie that it's too bad Grandpa Lou didn't know about floss. Chuckie puts one of the dental floss in Fluffy's collar. Fluffy jumps off the coffee table, causing the dental floss to unwind fast. Chuckie chases Fluffy through his house, and Tommy follows them. Fluffy jumps onto the fireplace and knocks on a candle, breaking it. As Tommy and Chuckie continue to chase the cat, she spreads the dental floss everywhere. Outside, Stu accidentally gets the leg of his pants caught in a wooden stake and tries to pull it out. Chaz, who's carrying up bags of asphalt mix, then trips over some wire. Betty sees this as she arrives with Phil and Lil. She asks Stu and Chaz what they're doing, and after she pulls Chaz up, he thanks her and tells her that he has run into a snag with the driveway. One of the bags of asphalt mix is leaking, and Stu, having finally got his pants free from the stake, trips and falls over. Betty tells Stu and Chaz that they're doing things wrong, and after she puts Phil and Lil inside, she shows them how it's done. Inside, Tommy, Chuckie, and Fluffy are back in the playpen, and Phil and Lil are now with them. Chuckie, who isn't wearing his glasses but has a flower on his head, tells Phil and Lil about the mess Fluffy made in the living room. The twins are impressed, and Tommy finally gets the dental floss out of Chuckie's glasses. He hands Chuckie his glasses, and Chuckie puts them back on. Phil tells Chuckie that babysitting Fluffy sounds like fun, but Chuckie tells him and Lil that it wasn't very fun for Fluffy. Lil tells Chuckie and Tommy that they are babysitting all wrong. Tommy and Chuckie ask her if they really are, and she tells them that they're supposed to be babysitting. And Fluffy isn't even wearing a diaper. Tommy, Chuckie, and Phil suddenly fall under the false impression that Fluffy needs to be treated like a baby. Here. And Lil puts on one of her clean diapers from her diaper bag. She, Tommy, Chuckie, and Phil try to put it on Fluffy, but Fluffy yowls unhappily and tears the diaper to pieces. Phil then tells Tommy, Chuckie, and Lil that he doesn't think he likes cats. A little later, Lil carries Fluffy into the kitchen, telling her it's time to bottle feed her. Chuckie tells Lil to be careful with Fluffy as he, Tommy, and Phil walk into the kitchen. Lil puts one of her bottles from her diaper bag and tries to feed it to Fluffy. She kicks it out of Lil's arms and yowls unhappily. Tommy tells Lil that he thinks she's supposed to burp Fluffy now. Lil does so, and it sounds like Fluffy belches. Lil is impressed until it's revealed that Phil was the one who belched after drinking from the bottle. Fluffy kicked it onto the floor. Fluffy then yells and runs away, and Tommy, Chuckie, and the twins all chase after her. Lil points out Fluffy looking as if she is about to throw up, and Chuckie is shocked. He runs up to Fluffy and pets her gently, and Fluffy throws up a hairball onto his shirt and jumps away. Phil's impressed with the hairball on Chuckie's shirt, then decides that he does like cats after all. Chuckie gears up to cry, and Tommy and Lil, the former asking what's wrong, run up to him. Lil asks Chuckie if he's going to throw up. Chuckie snaps at Lil, telling her that he's trying his best at babysitting Fluffy, but nothing he does works. He tells Tommy and Lil that he wants to be the best babysitter, but he's not. Tommy asks him what he's trying to say, and Chuckie laments that he's nothing but a baby and cries. Tommy and Lil, feeling sorry for Chuckie, cry as well. Outside, Chaz's driveway, which now has its asphalt spread, also has various tools stuck in it, which Betty tries to pull out. Chaz tells Stu that no matter what they do, things aren't working and that he's never seen such a mess. Stu then notices a piece of paper stuck to the seat of Chaz's pants, asks him what it is. Chaz looks over and finds out that it's a set of instructions, much to Stu and Betty's bewilderment. Inside, Chuckie, Tommy, and Lil all continue crying, till Lil suddenly stops and asks where her brother is. She, Tommy, and Chuckie overhear Phil acting like a cat. They walk into the living room, and Phil tells them that he's pretending to be a cat. Lil finds this funny, and Chuckie starts treating Phil like a cat. Fluffy, who's lying on the couch, overhears and sees Chuckie petting Phil too hard. Phil tells Chuckie, "Ow, not so hard," and Chuckie pets him gently. Phil likes this and tells Chuckie to pet behind his ears. Chuckie does so, and he, Tommy, and Lil all praise him. Fluffy, not wanting to feel left out, crawls up to Chuckie and rubs her head against him. Purring, Chuckie pets Fluffy gently, and he tells his friends they finally did something right. They all cheer upon hearing this. Outside, Chaz reads the instructions and tells Stu to set all the wooden forms evenly with adjacent surfaces. Stu does so and Chaz tells Betty to spread the warm asphalt evenly. Betty does so and things start to go smoothly for her, Stu, and Chaz. Inside, things are also going smoothly for Tommy, Chuckie, and the twins. Tommy and Fluffy play fetch with Fluffy's toy mouse, and Phil eats from Fluffy's box of cat food. He shares the cat food with her as Lil brushes Fluffy's fur. Fluffy then crawls up to Chuckie and meows happily. Chuckie pets Fluffy gently and tells Tommy, Phil, Mulder, and Jellicle will be proud of them when she gets back, as they did an excellent job taking care of her cat. Chaz walks in and tells Tommy, Chuckie, Phil, and Lil that he's all done resurfacing his driveway. He shows them the finished results. Fluffy crawls outside and jumps into the driveway, much to the horror of Chaz, whose allergies have once again been set off, causing him to sneeze. At the end of the weekend, Drew and Charlotte stop by Chuckie's house so that Angelica can pick up Fluffy. Angelica runs excitedly past Chaz's driveway, which has a Fluffy-shaped hole in it. Angelica then rings the doorbell, and Chaz, who's wearing an apron and oven mitts, answers it. Angelica says hello to Chaz and tells him she's come to pick up Fluffy. Chaz tries to tell Angelica about Fluffy's accident, but Angelica runs excitedly up to her cat, only to scream in shock before Chaz can finish. Inside Chuckie's bedroom, Fluffy is revealed to have lost most of her fur due to the asphalt accident. Chuckie tells a shocked Angelica to rub Fluffy's skin every day to help her fur grow back, but not to rub her too hard. Tell Fluffy how beautiful she is and how, if she squints her eyes, Fluffy still looks pretty good. Chuckie then tells Angelica to wrap Fluffy in a blanket that isn't too fuzzy. On a very windy day, Chuckie's staying over at Tommy's house since Chaz will be out late attending a party. Chaz provides Dee Dee with everything Chuckie needs, but while they're talking in the kitchen, they see a weather report on about how the winds that night will reach over 30 miles per hour. Chaz worries, saying that his son gets scared during storms at night, and almost lets slip that he would be even more scared. Dee Dee insists that Chaz go to the party and have fun. Meanwhile, Tommy and Chuckie build sandcastles in the sandbox, using Stu's pitcher of lemonade to make the sand stick together better. Later that night, Stu gets the babies ready for bed. He decides to tell Chuckie and Tommy a story about the Sandman. He tells the babies that the Sandman turns himself into sand to creep in through the cracks under doors and sprinkles magic sand in people's eyes so they fall asleep. Tommy falls asleep to the story, but Chuckie panics, thinking that the Sandman is evil and will get them by burying them in magic sand. Tommy is positive nothing will happen. After hearing noises from the windstorm outside, he suggests they sleep in Stu and Dee Dee's room. After a terrifying run down the hallway, they both crawl into Stu and Dee Dee's bed. Dee Dee wakes up, then alerts Stu that the babies got out of the crib. They figure the babies are scared of the storm and go back to Tommy's room to help them get back to sleep. Stu and Dee Dee try multiple methods like lullabies and reading more stories, but Tommy and Chuckie stay wide awake. Eventually, Stu and Dee Dee fall asleep on the floor. Meanwhile, Chaz goes home from the party, but the storm knocks out the power in his house. Feeling scared, he decides to go to the Pickles' house. Chaz gets to the house and pounds on the door, trying to wake someone up to let him in. When that doesn't work, he tries going through the backyard. He trips on the pitcher from earlier and lands in the sandbox where the still wet sand sticks to his body. With Stu and Dee Dee fast asleep, the noises outside get louder and scarier. Tommy and Chuckie decide to set various booby traps around the house in an effort to prevent the Sandman from getting in. They find mashed potatoes and other squishy foods to put in the door cracks. Tommy realizes they didn't get back to the back doors yet, but it's too late, and they see a sand-covered person in the house. They scream and run from the Sandy Man, and Chaz tries calling their names and following them to let them know he's not dangerous. Chaz then slips on the mushy floor by one of the doors, which sends him flying into the wagon and rolling down the stairs. Tommy and Chuckie see him in the basement, and Chuckie worries that the Sandy Man will just be angry at them. Tommy gets an idea and brings Chuckie with him to get a bucket. A few moments later, Chaz is trying to get the wagon unstuck from his bottom. Tommy and Chuckie go back down the stairs with a bucket of water, aiming to wash the Sandy Man away like a sandcastle at the beach. Chaz turns around to see the babies, but the moonlight reflected on Chaz's glasses makes his eyes look red and scary. Tommy throws water onto the Sandy Man, making him fall backwards into a pile of junk and washing out the sand. Tommy and Chuckie see Chaz in the pile and are relieved, thinking Chaz came to help them. They're even happier seeing the little specks of sand on the floor and think their plan worked. Chaz picks up the babies and brings them upstairs. After Chaz puts Tommy in his crib, he changes into some of Stu's dry clothes and lights the fireplace in the living room. He talks to Chuckie, saying that they will stay until the storm passes and he'll comfort Chuckie if he gets scared, and vice versa.